I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the BOOM. Of course, I'm your host of the most, as always, Cam G. That man to the right of me is my co-host at this time, Phil Connor. Of course, my co-host slash producer at the bottom of your screen. That is none other than Metalcore Mike. Gentlemen, unfortunately, we are joined here once again for another. I'm not even sure how to describe Dynamite tonight, but to talk AEW Dynamite, this is I guess, initially the go home episode for next week, which next week is finally Blood and Guts. I didn't even think we were even going to get Blood and Guts this year, honestly. The first ever women's Blood and Guts. I'm excited for that, as well as another men's Blood and Guts match as well. So we are here to talk about another AEW Dynamite. But before I get into all that, gentlemen, how is your Wednesday evening going?
I mean, we got windstorms and bad storms coming through, and our power is kind of in and out. I mean, yay. It would suck if we lose power for the night. Really would. It's kind of upsetting if you think about it. Because then if my power is out for the rest of the night, then avoid me from doing anything. Got my first win of the new season in Fortnite. Pretty excited about that. Got my free glider. So
Victory Royale.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here you go.
That's right. That's probably the only exciting thing that happened for me today. Not gonna lie.
Hey, a victory is a victory. It
is. Yeah, you're not wrong.
You need them nowadays, or every now and then.
I can probably use about 100 more, but I'll start. I guess I'll start with this. I'll start with this.
Gotta start with the small things.
It's only up from here, buddy. It's only up from here. Look, it was just
maybe
have some faith, man. Come on,
maybe.
I mean, normal Wednesday. I had to do a lot of things today for family and get my own shit done. But other than that, just a normal day. And we just get through things. It is what it is. Just going through the motions.
I found out today that I shrunk a half an inch.
Oh no.
Yeah, went to the doctor today and they took my height. And last I knew I was 6.5 feet tall, and now I'm just 6 feet tall. I shrunk. It's part of getting old, I guess.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, Cam, it's whatever. That's probably the second exciting thing that happened to me today. That's two.
There you go. You're climbing. It's climbing the ladder. Climbing the ladder.
So we have to do this thing called talk about AEW Dynamite. I think.
Do we?
I think we have to do that tonight. I think that's something we're supposed to be doing.
Are we contracted to do that? Like
we kind of are. We kind of are. Yeah, we have to do it.
Kind of. I mean, that's just what this show is based around.
Yeah.
I'm here so I don't get fined, am I?
I mean, if you want me to write a fine out to you, I guess I'll do it. It'll get to you in 7 to 10 business days.
I got a penny.
That works.
Yes, there you go. I got it.
Ship it. Go. But yeah, we gotta talk Dynamite tonight. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I really don't want to go on a rant. I really don't want to go on one of my tangents that I normally go on after a show.
It's unavoidable, though.
It kind of is. Let me start with this. Growing up and watching professional wrestling and having the love for professional wrestling, you tend to start seeing the same things happen repetitively more than you want to see it happen. Okay. And what I mean by that is history. You hear the whole saying of history repeats itself, and, storylines get recycled and we have new people, but just same storyline. And then they try and find new things to involve into the storylines and stuff like that. What really bothers me with AEW is the fact that they're only 6 years old and we're already seeing somewhat of recycled storylines from them. And it shouldn't be like that. Like, I get it. You can only do so much in professional wrestling. You can only do so much in pro wrestling. But we're in the day and age where digital, like social media, is a huge factor nowadays. You see guys like a Matt Cardona going out and thriving because social media has been a huge tool for him. But not only that, we're in the day and age of artificial intelligence, and you could do things digitally and all that stuff. I mean, during the pandemic, we've seen The Undertaker and AJ Styles in a great, graveyard match. What have they called it? Right? Okay, that was cool. Cinematic. Awesome looking. And AEW has tried to go down that road, or has attempted, and they have succeeded at some point of doing that. But just some of the stuff that they're doing now, it's like we've seen some of this stuff happen already. Like the Young Bucks. And I'm sorry, I know I'm cutting into tonight's show already and talking about something that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But like the Young Bucks going with the Don Callis family. We've seen the Young Bucks with Okada already in the Elite. And now they're going to be with him in the Don Callis family. And they were heels back then. They're heels now. So are we going to start seeing the same type of story we got? What was it, 2 years ago when they were first together? And Bob, the Hurt Syndicate, they're baby faces. In WWE, they were baby faces. So they're even bringing over something that they were doing in WWE of being baby faces and being good guys. So I get it. You can only do so much, but you are a young company. You should be able to thrive and be able to find new things to do, even if you're adding in some of those old things, instead of being so repetitive and repeating the same cycle over and over again. Cam, I said this to you after the last pay-per-view, after Wrestle Dream, that Wrestle Dream was a good show. There was some things on that show that were just not good. There were. I'll say that. There were some things on that show that were kind of questionable, like Darby Allin putting Jon Moxley's head in a 20-gallon fish tank. It was just some wonky shit. There was. But they still had a lot of momentum coming off of that pay-per-view because it was a good show. And then you get to Wednesday and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, how can you not ride off the momentum of a really good pay-per-view that you just had? And it seems like it's a continuous cycle with them of not being able to ride off the momentum of a pay-per-view, of a good show. They have Full Gear coming up in New Jersey on the 22nd. Now, my nephew, who is 8 years old, is getting into pro wrestling. Started playing with the action figures. And I asked him, I said, do you want to go to Full Gear? Do you want to go see a wrestling show? And he's like, yeah. And I said, well, AEW is going to be in Jersey on the 22nd of November. Tickets are going to be super cheap. And I should be able to get us to. But I'm going to wait till the day of the show. I'm not going to buy them ahead of time. They're going to be $20. Travel out to Jersey. It's an hour to get to Newark. Be good to go. And he's excited. And there's going to be a lot of good stuff. But the thing is okay, it's going to be a good show. What are they going to do after? It's about riding that momentum. And they just seem not to be able to do that. And that's why when we get to Wednesdays, we are three fans that come on this show every week. We are here almost every Wednesday to talk about this show. And some people may say, how do you guys, find it in you to talk about AEW every week when the show is just not good? Well, because we're fans that love pro wrestling.
And I want the show to do better.
We want the show to succeed. We do. But they make it harder for us to come on and be super fucking excited to talk about a show when they sometimes don't give us anything to be excited about. I mean, I guess this time of the year, it's kind of reasonable because we're getting into the holiday season. Things are starting to kind of calm down. We're going to start getting more recorded shows than live shows on TV for the next month or two. And I get that. But when you look at the two companies, I mean, WWE is starting to try and amp things up heading into Survivor Series. And AEW is not doing much of anything to amp themselves up going into Full Gear. And this whole waiting till a week before that show to happen to set up your whole pay-per-view, that's getting old. Like, I don't want to have to wait till 4 or 5 days before the pay-per-view to know the full card.
You have weeks on your shows in between your pay-per-views. Build your shit between them. Like between those weeks. For the love of God. Like that's all we that's all I ask. It's weekly episodic television for a reason. Do your stories between those weeks.
It is. And Cam, can we talk about this new championship? Can we talk about that right away? Are we okay with that? Or do you want to wait? Or do you want to wait? It's your show. I just kind of needed to, get shit off my chest, I guess. I don't know.
Well, let me open up Dynamite and get started with that because that's literally the first thing we're going to talk about, because that was what Tony Schiavone was in the ring opening up Dynamite tonight for. So he had made the announcement that we are getting a new championship called the National Championship. Later in the program, they also announced that at Full Gear there will be a casino, which doesn't make sense. That's a whole nother discussion when we get there. But the whole casino gimmick should only be for Double or Nothing. Outside of that, they need to call their battle royal something else, because this is Full Gear, not Double or Nothing. The whole casino thing makes no sense. But I digress for when we get there. But they're having a battle royal to determine the number, or determine the inaugural national champion. So yeah, you guys' thoughts and opinions on that. Mike, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this new national championship?
So the national championship, I was kind of confused when they announced this, because I was wondering, is this an AEW created national championship, or is this going to be a continued somewhat tradition of what we got from the National Wrestling Alliance? Because the National Wrestling Alliance back then had the national championship, and many prestigious superstars have held that championship. And later on in the show, we got a segment to, we'll talk about the Hurt Syndicate, but even the Hurt Syndicate, MVP ran down some of the names that have held that championship. And I was kind of curious. So I did a little bit of deep dive on what this championship is going to represent, because AEW, we got the World Championship, the International Championship, the TNT Championship, the women's titles, all the other men's titles. We got, 11 championships in this company now. It's a lot of championships. I mean, Mercedes Moné is literally holding more championships than AEW has in its own company. And she's holding one of those championships. Reading the concept of this thing, I'm sitting back thinking this is kind of cool, because it is almost like a world, like you're trying to consider it a world championship. And what I mean by that is this title is not only going to be defended on AEW TV, but the concept is for them to go across the world to other countries and defend this championship. And not only that, go on to the indie scene and defend, whoever the champion is, they go to an indie show, they're going to defend the title at an indie show.
But the thing that I have a little bit of an issue with that, except for the indie part, because the indie part's something new. But when they made the international championship a thing in the first place, the All Atlantic, that was supposed to be the gimmick. They were supposed to go all around the world to AAA, to to other promotions around the world in order to defend this championship. And Pac was going to be a key component to that when he was international champion, and he wanted to do that kind of thing because he was trying to get to the States or what have you. But then all of a sudden now they're making this.
Yeah.
And now it's just the same concept as the international title when that got unified into the unified championship now. But it's just so crazy. Like, I don't get it.
One thing I didn't really dig deep into was whether Tony Khan went and bought the rights to the championship and got it from the National Wrestling Alliance, or if it's a AEW created national championship. That's one thing I did not get an answer on, in which I want to get an answer on, because if this is the continued tradition of the national championship, then they better hold their ground on making this a championship that they're saying it's going to be, and be defended in other countries, but to be defended on the indie scene, whoever the champion is. Like, they better stick to that, because if not, and this is just going to be another championship looming around AEW, it's like they're getting to the point where almost everybody in the company might as well just have a championship around their waist.
Yeah.
Like, it's getting to that point because of how many championships are in this company. It's like, oh, Orange Cassidy, we're not going to have you hold the AEW world title. We're going to have you hold the AEW pocket hand championship because you put your hands in your pocket and you're the hand in the pocket champion. They'll start creating stupid fucking championships because everybody's going to be holding a title.
The thing about this is that without the Ring of Honor championships being involved once again, with everything, you have the world title for the men, you got the unified, you got the TNT, now this new national, along with the two tag and trios championships, then the women's titles of the women's world, TBS, and now the women's world tag team titles. That is 9 championships within your company, excluding the Ring of Honor stuff. And with everything that's happening right now in terms of AEW, you're getting all these new championships added into your company. You're adding this new one in here, which to me, if this is just a continuation and an ode to the old NWA National Championship. First of all, I always love when AEW actually does pay tribute to like either their legends or call back to like something like that. But at the end of the day, if this is just like a brand new championship, they are making the title, they're going to present it at Full Gear, it's not going to mean anything much to me in terms of the importance of this thing, because you're already just kind of putting this into a sea of other championships that you're also kind of lacking in terms of prestige.
Well, I can agree with that, because they are lacking prestige with their titles. They are. And that's been like that for a long time now. It has. I mean,
I don't think adding another title is going to add any more prestige to the titles they already have.
No,
it doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, because if you go back to when the company first started, and I'm sorry, I'm writing something down here really quick. When you go back to when the company first started, Chris Jericho was the first world champion, and he held the championship from August of 2019 until February, I think, February 22nd or 25th of 2020. So he held it for a good 6 months.
And then you go to John. The right call with that. They did.
And then you go to John Moxley, who held the belt for damn near almost through the whole pandemic in a small sense. It's like they took time to build their championships and let the champions have time with the belt. And it seems like now, you're giving time for champions to have time with the belt, but you're not making those championships seem as important as they used to 5 years ago. Like, they're not playing hot potato with certain belts, but certain belts, they're kind of like, oh, we feel like that this belt can be on this person this week, so let's do it. But then in 3 weeks, we feel like this person should be champion, so let's do it. It's almost like, it reminds me of, like, for example, when I was a kid playing with my action figures, I had a new world champion almost every week.
They don't have long-term plans for these titles.
No,
and that's the issue.
They don't. They
Like-
don't. And it's
clear as day that they don't know what they're doing with that.
that's why I sit here thinking, like, as much as us fans, and I'll include myself in this, because I do complain about this sometimes. As much as I sit here and complain about, champions in WWE being a champion way too long than they need to be or should be, WWE's doing it a lot better right now with their championships. They are, because they're for some of them are making sense. Some of them they're not, but some of them they are making sense with. Yeah. Because they're trying to get to the point that they want to get to with the storyline. Where AEW is just not doing that. They're just saying, here's our champion, here's who our challenger is going to be for the next 3 weeks till we get to a pay-per-view, and then we're going to either have a new challenger, or we're going to think, okay, this match was good enough for the pay-per-view to the point that we could put this on our next pay-per-view, because people are going to watch it and see if the title's going to change hands or not.
And you guys are going to watch it anyway, because you guys are sickos and you're going to pay the money to just see what the heck happens. But that's what happens there, Cam. I mean, that's exactly what happens with this fan base. So, I mean, it is what it is. But
in hindsight, I like the idea of this championship. I like the idea that you're talking about taking it on the indie scene and taking it across the world. Just live up to those expectations, make that happen, but also make sure you have a camera, an AEW camera, following that championship wherever it goes.
Wherever that goes, you got to have somebody recording something, because when it comes down to that title, you can literally use that for packages or any type of feud you want to do with this thing in order to show that I am a champion. I'm going all around the world. I am defending this championship, becoming an actual fighting champion, that like actually bring meaning to those words instead of just saying them, and just allow that championship to gain something of note as it starts, essentially, because it's just starting out.
Just live up to the prestige of the name of the championship, because this was a very prestigious championship in the National Wrestling Alliance. It was. And I'm afraid that that's my one fear, is seeing them just tarnish this championship by not living up to what the expectations are of it, and that is defending it across the world, defending it on the indies. Have a cameraman following that champion just in case the title does change hands, but also make sure that if you do end up putting that championship on some Joe Schmo from Idaho in the indie scene, then have him, get some spotlight on TV.
Exactly.
Like give them some, let's say somebody that's on the indie scene out in Nebraska ends up winning this championship. Then bring them to your next TV taping and let them defend that championship. But not only that, let them defend it successfully. Don't just take it off of them just because they're not signed to AEW.
Right.
Let them defend it successfully and it doesn't even have to be a long run, 2 weeks, and then take it off them and then move on to the next, and try and give a spotlight to some of the stars that deserve some of the spotlight.
You and to me, like, I understand that a lot of people, like, at the end of the day, if you're going to bring them over to AEW Dynamite, put it on AEW Collision, whatever. But at the end of the day, you can just give these guys some exposure. If you have somebody from the indie scene win this thing, I mean, it's all about the exposure at the end of the day, and you got to at least show it. So I don't know.
I'm going to say this. For a show that really didn't give us too much to really chime into and talk about, they created a new championship, and we have a lot to fucking say about it.
Whether it's good or bad, I mean, at least we're talking about it, and at the end of the day, that's what they want.
I mean, we've been on it for about 10 minutes now, and I have way more to say about it, but I don't want to hold up the show too much longer. So
towards the end of this segment, we had the ops come out and get involved with Hangman and Page. Now, here's the thing I didn't understand about this, and I thought this was honestly stupid. Why'd you have Hook throw out the match for the trio? I literally saw this trios match already posted when I looked up the AEW Dynamite card.
Yeah.
He just wanted the title to be on the line with it. That's all.
So did they just think we're blind and we just didn't already see this already announced online?
You're just like, no, we're gonna have the same match, but just add the titles
I think what it was just like a friendly reminder, just to like, hey, just let you guys know that the trio champions are in a match tonight. And by the way, they are going to be defending the belts. It's not just going to be a six-man tag match, because we're throwing the same guys in the main event for the last. It's almost like they're taking the WWE effect and putting the same guys in the main event for a couple weeks straight, because we've seen the ops in the main event the past couple weeks. And they have been. So they're kind of going down that road.
It was non-title. They just made it title.
Yeah.
Today.
Well, they got to make
that segment.
They got to make it somewhat exciting.
It
I don't
wasn't
know.
that exciting to me anyway, because they
changed
weren't going to win the titles. So,
so the only thing they really changed is that it was for the titles. Before it wasn't. So
woohoo.
Whoop-de-doo, I guess.
Woohoo.
Next, after this, we got our first match. In the plethora of advantage matches we got for both women's and men's blood and guts matches. The first for the men, obviously, was Orange Cassidy versus Claudio Castagnoli. Again, this is like probably the second week in a row that I'm actually giving the Death Riders some kind of props, but I kind of like how each individual member kind of has their own version of the Death Riders theme and entrance. Claudio just looked great. I mean, it was almost like he just like came alive, like he was like freaking Frankenstein or something like that. And he comes to the curtain. So I thought that was pretty cool, So it gives Claudio his own, just adds his own individuality, I guess, aside from the rest of the Death Riders and whatnot. So I like that. I just like how each member kind of has the same entrance, but they're different in just little tweaks, I guess.
Yeah.
This match wasn't nothing to really rant and rave about necessarily. I think they went with the right move with Claudio. I mean, Claudio's got to be like one of, if not the most freakishly strong wrestlers I think they have in a company. Most of this match was realistically that. It was just him just showing off his, again, just freakish feat of strength, ragdolling Orange Cassidy all around the ring and in the ringside area for that matter. So they went with the right choice, because in my personal opinion, I feel like Orange Cassidy, again, he kind of wrestles this underdog-ish kind of style. It would have looked kind of ridiculous to have Orange Cassidy beat Claudio clean. So I don't know. That's just how I look at it. So I think they went with the right choice here. It just looks more believable to just have Claudio beat Cassidy straight up. He doesn't need help. Claudio doesn't. I don't think he would need help to beat Cassidy. What does this mean? What is the advantage and stuff like that mean for Blood and Guts? I have no idea. I don't think they talked about that or detailed any of that the entire night with these matches. So doesn't mean anything going into it. Doesn't mean anything after it. But I'm gonna get you guys' thoughts on this match. Phil, I'm gonna start with you.
Actually, well, Mike, that sounded like you really wanted to say something with that, so I'll let you just say it.
Well, no, just the meaning, just the meaning of the man advantage thing is like, for example, two guys are going to start, and then the next guy that comes out, which would be the third guy, is going to be. So, for example, say the Death Riders end up winning this best of three advantage match thing, then it's going to be two guys start, and then the first guy that comes down after the time runs out, which will be like a 2-minute
interval. Be a Death Rider guy.
Death Rider guy will come out. Then the next guy comes out will be the other team, and then Death Riders will have a 3-2 advantage, then 3-3, then a 4-3 advantage. So it's more so just having advantage. Too. Yeah, it's more so just having the advantage for a certain time period until the next guy from the other opposing team comes out. So that's
and then when all five are in, that's when everybody is there and the match officially
starts. Yeah. So
yeah, go ahead, Phil. I believe they do that in WWE too, if I'm not mistaken. They're probably going to do it as soon as we get closer. So
they will.
But yeah, the thing is, like, I honestly kind of liked the concept of doing like a best of three type deal instead of just doing one and done type deal or flip a coin, because I believe they flipped a coin last year in order to have the advantage, and that was just not something that I approved of personally, because I would rather have somebody earn it. Especially with the whole Death Rider stuff, you got to do something. But yeah, the thing is, the match was fine for what it was. Orange Cassidy, Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio showed what he is all about, and I 100% agree with Cam when they do the whole separate entrance for these guys, because it actually does show them in a different kind of light, other than just either the silent killers that they normally are in terms of the Death Riders, or just what have you with that. And Claudio, there's a reason why this guy was called, like, a pound for pound, like, strong guy in whatever kind of company he is a part of, because he is just a freak of nature. And I just love that he kind of got the spotlight for a singles capacity tonight. And they did. They went 100% with the correct guy here. So as of right at that point in time, the heel side of things got advantage, but we'll see later on in the night how the baby faces can bounce back, and we'll see. But it's really a good thing that they're trying to do something different with the advantage. So I overall liked it, but they went with the right winner in the end.
Mike?
I mean, it wasn't a bad match. I agree. I think it was good that they put Claudio Castagnoli in this spotlight, because when we see him, it's in a tag match, 6-man tag, 8-man tag. He's always in a tag type of scenario. We don't see him a lot in singles competition. Sorry. Singles competition. It's windy. It's like 65-mile-an-hour winds. It's crazy.
I heard that.
Yeah. But it was good that they spotlighted him in singles competition, because they always put him in the tag situations. And I guess you could always sit here and say you wish they would put him in a better position of importance, because his WWE career, we didn't see him get put in that spotlight. He would go out and win, like, the United States title, or Continental title, tag team titles, anything like that. And you always push for him to be in a world title picture, and it just never happened. And then you're thinking he goes to AEW. Okay, AEW is more of the upstart. Maybe he'll have an opportunity, because guys like Chris Jericho, John Moxley, they're getting put in that position. Claudio Castagnoli, we know, is very talented and has the in-ring talent to be in that position.
Absolutely.
I think the one thing that eludes him is the fact of his mic skills and cutting promos and everything. And we know that cutting promos nowadays is an important thing, because not only do matches get picked apart, promos get picked apart now.
Right.
And he just doesn't have that on the mic stability that would be expected. So, I mean, this is a good start, but I don't see them doing this as a continuous basis of putting him in singles action anytime soon. I think he's going to be still stuck in that tag scenario stuff moving forward after Blood and Guts.
I agree with that, but he can easily be a singles championship type caliber guy in AEW if they wanted to go there.
Yeah, no doubt.
They just won't, probably.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
He's been a trio champion in AEW. That's it.
I mean, honestly, I was thinking about this too. This last time I'll say before I move on, but I kind of want to see him as a baby face. I don't know. I kind of miss babyface Claudio. I think I've seen enough heel Claudio, to last me a lifetime. I think.
Yeah,
it's not interesting anymore.
Well,
I kind of want to see a babyface Claudio.
They would have to make the Death Rider thing end first.
Or have the Death Riders turn on him.
Yeah, like they did Brian.
So, when he was the whole Cesaro section thing during that time, like, the guy has, as much as people don't like to hear him on the mic or anything like that, or as much as we don't get to hear him on the mic that much, people love Cesaro at that time.
Yes.
And he didn't talk the majority of that time either.
No.
So, I mean, like, they just made the little signs, the little pieces of paper, Cesaro section, and he was just over like that. Now, of course, Vince didn't do anything with it because he's Vince. Blind as a bat. But, I mean, it was what it was, and he never got past the United States Championship from what I saw.
Yeah.
After that.
I don't know. We'll definitely have to see. But yeah, Claudio is just amazing. I can't sing his praises enough. But the next segment we had, of course, Renee standing by with Mark Briscoe and Don Callis, and, of course, Kyle Fletcher. Mark Briscoe wants a rematch for the TNT Championship. He wants a no DQ match at Full Gear. Now, here's where things get interesting. Don Callis says he needs something a little more from Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe, assumes it's his career. He thinks he wants, Mark to put his career on the line. But Don Callis
probably would have been down to do it too. Like,
oh, for sure. It's Don Callis. I mean, he's literally like the devil in AEW. But no, he says no, absolutely not. He says when you lose, when Kyle Fletcher beats you and retains the TNT Championship, he wants Mark Briscoe to join the Don Callis family. Now, my first reaction to this is why? Like we need another
Why?
person in this massive faction. I don't know why we need another person.
Number
But
47.
in a way though, I don't hate it. And the reason why I don't hate it is because I feel like it's kind of making it pretty obvious that Mark has to win now. How many times have we sat up here and we talked about how they keep passing him over for the next guy when they keep giving him these big opportunities? This has to be the opportunity to put the TNT
If it's
championship on Mark
not,
Briscoe.
then we're just done. I'm done. I'm done with the Mark Briscoe experiment or anything like that.
I mean, think about it. I mean, why put this man in the Don Callis family? Why? He
number
doesn't fit at
47,
all.
Cam. Number 47. Well, technically 46 if WWE lets Andrade out. But I mean, regardless, why?
I don't
What are
know.
we doing? He's
I
got to
think
win.
I think Mark Briscoe's winning the TNT title. He has to, because otherwise it just doesn't make sense. He sticks out like a sore thumb. He doesn't fit in this group at all. So, I mean, it's just as bad as MJF joining the Hurt Syndicate, if not worse. So,
I
don't
just
know.
wanted to see him punch Don Callis in the face. That's all I wanted. But that didn't happen.
So I don't know. If you guys have any thoughts on this or the possibility of Mark Briscoe joining the Don Callis family,
I technically already gave mine, so sorry.
Mike?
I mean, again, like we always talk about, is Mark Briscoe getting put in positions to have a chance to have big moments and winning championships. I hated this segment because they pretty much told us who's going to win at Full Gear. Like, why couldn't they keep that a surprise? Like, why couldn't they hold on to the fact, like, they could have honestly waited until we got to Full Gear and said, like, hey, once the match ends, for example, if Mark Briscoe lost, Mark Briscoe standing in the middle of the ring, all mopey and everything like that, sad that he didn't win. And then you have Don Callis come out and say, hey, Mark, just to let you know, you didn't read the contract too well, but if you lost this match, you're now with the Don Callis family. No, instead, we're going to do a segment on Dynamite saying, hey, just to let you know, if you lose, you're part of the Don Callis family. That's just them telling us, hey, Mark Briscoe's gonna win because it's an ODQ match. And it's one of his specialties. Like, I get that you kind of had to do this to kind of get people excited for this match for Full Gear. But at the same time, you really just told us who's gonna win. And it's Mark Briscoe. So getting hype and hoping that Mark Briscoe does it, I think it's a foregone conclusion that Mark Briscoe is walking out with the TNT title. Because he's not going to fit in the Don Callis family. It makes no sense. Especially with the way he is. What are you going to do? Have him dress up in a suit and tie? Only for him to try and turn on the Don Callis family in 2 weeks because he doesn't fucking fit? This is just like the MJF experience with the Hurt Syndicate. It's not going to work.
Right. Yeah.
He will stick out like a sore thumb. So I didn't like this segment. I hated it.
I mean, they could have even done like they could have done this in like a contract signing thing.
Yeah.
Where like Mark didn't read the fine print and it's like, well, if you lose,
and then all of a sudden the day of or right after that, he's like, look at that little clause right there, bud.
Yeah. So I can agree with that. They could have definitely
Just signed the
executed that
devil.
better. Right. They could have executed this and done this a little better. I don't mind it. I don't know what it is. I don't mind it. It makes it a little bit interesting. Yeah, it doesn't make it obvious. It make it a little bit predictable that Mark Briscoe, has to win. Yes, but again, I can't say this enough. I don't trust Tony Khan. I just don't.
That's why
He makes the most questionable decisions humanly possible. So even if I'm sitting here saying that it's obvious that Mark Briscoe's going to win, I'm still rooting for him because there's a 50% chance he doesn't. and he joins Don Callis family.
And that's the thing with me is that, you know, at the end of the day, AEW is going to do what AEW does. And they can easily just have Mark Briscoe lose again. And then all of a sudden, what are we supposed to think? I know what I'm going to think. I'm done with the Mark Briscoe experiment. I'm done with him trying to get anywhere else in terms of singles competition championship gold or anything like that, or at least in the AEW like upper kind of mid-card type level kind of sense, because they have literally shown me time and time and time again that you can put this guy in a situation, have him win against MJF of all people, and then lose just like that. I'd be done with that at that point. So do the right thing. I like Kyle Fletcher, but do the right thing, Tony.
I think we've seen a lot too, especially from WWE, of them treating more than qualified wrestlers like lesser than, you know, like they belong in the mid card, constantly setting them up in the main event and then just continuously passing them over. So they can't keep doing that to Mark Briscoe. Eventually, something's going to have to move along for Mark Briscoe. So I just don't see him losing this.
They see the talent that he has. Otherwise, they will not have put him in the spots that he's been in. At least I hope. But then again, it's Tony Khan.
That's always the asterisk, because I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. So, man, I don't want to know what he's thinking.
Nobody should want to. Yeah,
I don't want to get in his head. Please, nah, not at all. After commercial break, we come back. Renee is still with the Don Callis family, but this time he's standing next to Josh Alexander. Until the other 30 members of his group join into the frame.
Josh was just standing outside the camera. He was just standing out there.
Standing there. Just another random member of this group. Nothing going on.
Number 45 in the group.
The Young Bucks are on the other side of Renee. Now, I guess Don Callis is giving them some sort of ultimatum and trying to get the Bucks to join the Don Callis family as well. Okada, their, I guess, former friend in the Elite or whatever, also now a member of the Don Callis family, is saying, don't take too much time. Will the Bucks join the Don Callis family? I doubt it. I think this is planting the seeds of the return of the babyface Bucks. Well, the only missing only missing piece to that is Kenny Omega. Will Kenny Omega rejoin with the Bucks? Probably. I'm predicting they're going to reform the Elite and be babyfaces once again, and probably combat again, like you said, Phil, the other 47 members of this group in Don Callis family. So
don't forget what kind of match they're in, Cam.
$1 million match.
They're in $1 million match. Fantastic.
$1 million trios match.
They had to up it by $500,000. They had to up it by $500,000 from the last one at Wrestle Dream.
Yep.
That's what they did because the one at Wrestle Dream was $500,000. Now it's $1 million.
Oh, I know.
Listen, I get what they're going for with the Bucks. I understand the whole running gag and joke of them being the broke Bucks and all this, blah, 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 blah. The joke has run unbelievably stale, unbelievably dry. I don't care about the money thing. I'm here for more the story of them potentially going back to being baby faces and reforming the original Elite. That's what I'm here for.
You know when it was stale, Cam? You know when this storyline was stale?
Week 2.
The moment it happened.
2 years ago, before the storyline was even thought of. It was stale when Happy Corbin was finishing off his storyline of being broke.
And I fucking hated that shit.
Just saying.
He owned it though. He
Happy Corbin did it a lot better.
Oh, I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he didn't do it better. I just fucking hated it.
That's fair.
He did it a lot better.
And again, I really wasn't that big of a fan of Corbin in the first place at the time, but he grew a lot since then.
He did it a lot better because he owned into it and he played into it very well.
Yeah.
And what was crazy was it was during a time where the world was shut down. So it's like
made even more sense.
No, not really, because No, it didn't, because how he lost his money was he lost it at a casino in Vegas.
That's the exact same thing that the Bucks did, technically.
Everything was kind of shut down when Corbin lost his
Well,
money.
I know that, but
It was
I'm
during
just
the
saying the
pandemic.
parallels there. Nick lost it in the casino too.
Yes, but Corbin's didn't make sense because things were shut down
I got that
during
I
the
understand what
pandemic,
you
so
mean.
it didn't make sense at all. None whatsoever. Now,
Either
if they
way, I
would have
just
played
didn't
it,
care about the gimmick.
if they would have played it off to where he lost it in like a card game backstage with somebody, then it makes sense. But doing it at a time where the world was kind of shut down.
Well,
makes sense.
WWE's WWE. They didn't make much sense about anything during that time.
It was a weird
Pandemic
period.
WWE.
WWE. I mean, you had screens instead of actual human beings in stands. It was a weird time.
I was on 2 of those screens, by the way.
I was on one time.
I think I tried to get on one time.
They were telling me when the cheering went to boo, I'm gonna cheer and boo whoever the fuck I want.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's weird.
I was on during an episode of SmackDown, and I was on during a pay-per-view.
Nice.
They're like, here comes Becky Lynch. Make sure you guys cheer. No,
I won't.
I don't want to. I
But
think
anyway.
she sucks.
So I don't know. I think we're getting ready to ditch this whole broke Bucks thing. I hope. And we reform the Elite. That's where I think we're going. And I don't know where we go from there after that, but we'll definitely have to see. Maybe. And here's what I would do with it. If you get the 3 of them back together, you still have trios titles. To me, one of the last exciting trios championship runs was when the Elite had the titles.
Absolutely.
So maybe they go up to trios titles. I don't know.
And then we'd have the internet losing their shit because the Elite holding the trios titles because they created the company.
I don't care.
The guys who created the company, of course, they got to hold the belts.
Cry me a river.
You got to do
held the
something
belts
with the
in
trios.
like 2 years, 3 years.
You got to do something
Jack
with the
Perry,
trios
cry me a
titles.
river.
You got to do something with the trios titles. They're just not exciting right now. Even with being on the ops, like that's cool, but they're just not exciting.
We were all so excited about the ops when they began too.
But that's the thing. That's the thing is nobody's fucking happy because it's like, oh, if somebody like Jon Moxley or Hangman Adam Page is holding the world title, the reign sucks because it wasn't that exciting. Let's put it on Kenny Omega. This is fucking stupid because he was one of the creators of AEW and he's an EVP. He shouldn't be holding the belt. Like, make up your fucking mind. Seriously. Who would you be happy with holding the world title? Because obviously anybody that's been decided being world champion or any type of champion just has not been good for you. So who would you like to see hold the world championship or any other championship?
They'd want hologram.
Don't say that. Don't put that in the atmosphere.
That's what AEW sickos are. That's what AEW sickos are, dude.
You know what? If Hologram can win the world title, then Summer's going to win the TBS championship.
And I'd be happy for her because look at that precious little doggo.
She's TBS champion. She's gonna beat Mercedes Moné for the title.
We have entered brain rot the portion of
and
the
I
show.
would have loved that for her.
You gonna be TBS champion? She's for it.
There you go. Love it. But Cam, don't say that I'm wrong because you know AEW Sickles would have loved seeing Hologram as champion.
They say some of the most bizarre thing too. You probably wouldn't even be surprised at some of the comments that I see that they say. It's insane. It's mind-boggling, honestly. But
they probably want Gravity as champion. We saw Gravity today.
Where are we at with the show, by the way? Like, where are we at?
We are on the women's tag match. That was a women's tag team tournament for the women's tag team title. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm serious. I'm here.
We're going through the motions.
I looked at the clock and I'm like, fuck, we're 50 minutes in, and I'm like, where the fuck are we talking about? Where are we at with talking about this show?
Yeah,
because I'm like,
you gotta go through.
I promise, Cam, I'm here. I am. At the same time, I'm just like hearing this wind go fucking crazy, and she's scared. That's why she's sitting in my lap right now, because she's like fucking scared. Like, it's loud.
We're
You
all
guys
trying
can't
to
hear
make
it,
this
but-
entertaining, okay? That's what we do here.
We try to, anyways. Yeah, so that's the next match. Monet and Athena versus Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament. I won't lie. I mean, Monet and Athena worked really well together. I didn't expect that. Very unique offense from them. I would say they definitely need to do more with with Willow Nightingale, because she's got to be like one of their top baby faces, I think. And she always gets a massive reaction from the crowd. She had the crowd, behind her most of this match. They just have to give her more opportunities, I think, in my personal opinion. But no, this match was fun. I would say this is probably one of the better matches, I think, of the night. They went with the right choice here. Again, Mercedes has no business being in the tournament anyway. She has enough titles as it is. So yeah, they went with the right decision here. And having them win this match and move on in the said tournament. Mike, your thoughts on this match?
I'm down for the decision. I like it because the fact of Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale going up against the Sisters of Sins makes a lot more sense than Mercedes Moné and Athena going up against them. Number one, because two heel teams against each other just makes no fucking sense. But number two, we sat here talking about this tournament when it first got announced 2 weeks ago, and literally sat here and made our prediction on who we'd like to see in the finals. And it seems like they're going down that road right now, which is nice to see. It's nice to see that they're doing the right thing so far. And I say so far because at any given time, they can go south with the plans of these titles and fuck things up like there's no fucking tomorrow. So right now, Tony Khan, you are on the right track. Keep it that way. Do not fuck this up. Okay? You are doing something good for new championships that look like other championships, but do not fuck this up. Okay?
But yeah.
Thank you. One of the things I thought was kind of wonky in this match. So you had Billy Starks come out here and get involved, which I didn't mind. Obviously, that's Athena's like minion. But she throws the belt in the ring, and Aubrey is just standing there, just like, I can see you, right? Like, Athena picks up the belt and she's getting ready to use it, and Aubrey's just standing there. Like, Aubrey, she didn't even try to take the belt from her or anything. Like any other ref would have.
Dumb.
But she's just standing there like this, like waiting for her to use the belt. Like what are you doing, Aubrey? She's trying to use the belt, right? He's just going to cause a DQ. I thought that was weird, but anyways, Phil, your thoughts?
First of all, I loved the decision. I loved it. I think this was great. To me, honestly, this was one of the best parts of the entire night. Not just because of how honestly really good the match was. I thought these four really did work well together, but just for the simple fact of how honestly everything made sense with this. I truly do believe that. And the thing is, like, I know a lot of people aren't kind of catching fire with this whole, women's blood and guts thing, or, the whole women's tag team title tournament or anything. But like, everything made sense with this. You had Billy Starks come out there to try to have Athena win the title, or, get to the second round. Chris Statlander shows up. It definitely seems like kind of a little bit out of nowhere, but you got the Mercedes factor in there as well, so they're trying to do that, even out the odds a little bit. And then Harley Cameron takes advantage, picks up the win, and pins Athena, who, the thing is, like, I don't like seeing any champion get pinned, but if you had to do the lesser of the two evils, Mercedes was not going to get pinned, so you kind of had to do Athena, if anything. So I overall liked it very much. Everything made sense. You had kind of the build with this, and you get the right winners moving on to the semifinal round. So honestly, really good stuff there. And Mike's right. They're doing really good stuff right now for this tournament. You just got to keep that pedal going. Don't stop, because you have these people in the palm of your hands right now with these tag team titles. Keep it going and don't fuck it up.
Don't stop. Believe it.
I didn't even have my mic on. How'd you know I was singing that?
I can read lips.
Oh.
Oh man. And then of
Harley
course
looked
next,
great tonight, by the way, though.
Harley.
She
Harley
looked
Cameron?
great.
Just had to
Is
throw
it?
it in. He had
It's
to fit that in there.
it's
Harley
a,
looks
it's
great tonight, by the way.
it's a, it's an odd tag team with her.
Oh,
And
come on. You
I mean,
sicko.
What? What?
You're sick.
What are you talking about? You were able to fit that in there. You were like, Harley just looks great. Like you just fit that in there. What do you think? What are you
I'm talking about the
down?
wrestling. What are you
And what
talking
did you
about?
think I was talking about?
You're sick.
What did you think I was talking about?
you're the sicko, Phil.
You're the sicko.
He was
I wasn't
talking
even
about
going
the
down that
wrestling,
road.
sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
fucker.
Don't call me a fucker.
Oh man.
Dick.
But it's
Okay.
it's an odd tag.
I knew what
team.
I knew what you meant. Like Jesus,
Talking about the wrestling, sir.
God, fucking jump into conclusions, asshole. Sorry,
This is-
Cam.
This is the entertainment that we get from the Boom every
This is
Wednesday.
what we have to do, okay?
So, just in case anybody didn't know that. But no, it's an odd tag team with Harley Cameron and Will Nightingale, but they're making it work. So we'll see how far that goes. Next, we already talked about this in great length, but Tony Schiavone, of course, announcing the whole Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal to crown the inaugural
For the second time,
national champion. Yes, for the
Hurts
second
to
time
be good.
tonight. And that will be at Full Gear. So we'll see how that. I'm expecting this design of the title to be hideous too. By the way, I'm just
it's gonna
expecting it to
gonna
be-
look like the world championship. I'm calling it. It's
God,
gonna
I
look
hope
like the
not.
world title.
God, I hope not.
It is.
Keep that title design unique. That's the most unique looking title in the Gold Company. You
That's
make
one-
another title that looks like it just doesn't make it unique anymore.
That's one word that doesn't exist in AEW. Is unique.
Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing unique.
And
about the
creative,
company.
creative and unique are the two words that don't exist.
They have 1,000 of the same guys.
I'm gonna say this is the unique factor. I'll give them some credit. I know a lot of people didn't like the whole 20-gallon fish tank thing between Moxley and Darby Allin.
I didn't like that either.
I was kind of cool. I was kind of okay with it. It was so stupid, but it was so like now I've seen everything in pro wrestling, and it's like holy
Or
shit!
so you think.
No, because we've seen the kitchen sink before, so the whole thing of throwing everything but the kitchen sink saying or whatever. No, we've seen the kitchen sink. We've just never seen a 20-gallon fish tank, and it's like, wow, this is you know what? I'm okay with this. I am.
My fear is that they keep upping the ante of like shock value in those kinds of matches. That it's just like, what next?
We're
You
gonna
know,
get
how
a
do you-
grenade and blood and guts. I'm telling you right
how do
now.
you- how do you
Like it's
up the
gonna go
ante
that
on
far.
I think what they did was, I think the thing is they, busted their bubble way too early. I wanted to be a little PG by saying that. You guys kind of know where I was about to say, but I'm going to say bust the bubble a little bit by doing the things that they've already done. Like back when Kenny Omega took on John Moxley at the first Full Gear, and they had that bed of barbed wire. Okay. And then we had Darby Allin pull out a flamethrower. I think they've busted their bubble way too soon for build up to what can come next. And now they're pulling out the stupid shit like a 20-gallon fish tank to kind of try and wow us, but knew they were going to get some type of negative reaction towards it. You know what I mean? Like they tried to wow us way too soon. And now it's like anything else that they try and do is just not going to be that exciting because they already pulled out the exciting stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing they really have to make up for in history that they kind of fucked up was the exploding barbed wire death match between Omega and Moxley.
I'm still waiting for another one of those, but I don't think they're ever going to go back.
They're
to
never
it.
going to do that ever again.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they'll do it. I think they'll do it around like their 10-year anniversary when people have forgotten about that, which will never happen. People will never forget that match.
No.
But it's going to be in their mind of, oh, people forgot about this. Let's attempt it again because it's been 10 years.
And
That's
the power,
when I think.
and the power won't work again, and that'll be another moment. So it is what
History
it is.
repeats itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be Chinese firecrackers this time. That's what
When
happened.
Darby Allin brings out a grenade and blood and guts, I'm not going to be shocked. I'm going to be desensitized to it because he's already brought like a Molotov out there. He has he has tasers in the ring.
Yeah.
There's going to be cattle prongs or a horse whip. Like they're going to bring out just random shit.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, okay, that don't shock me.
I think the only thing they will never pull out is a bear trap. We'll never see that.
You want to bet?
I don't
Darby
think
Allin's-
they would. That's a little drastic because if they fuck that up, man, I
wouldn't put it past an AEW.
They had a bat of nails and it went into Mox's back.
And that was on live television.
And that was gnarly as fuck.
Yeah. So I wouldn't put it past them to put a freaking bear trap or mace or something like that. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
Well, they sprayed people in the face before with stuff, and
yeah,
that. But
So.
It is what it is.
The next thing we had the Hurt Syndicate come out. Why the national championship we find out why the national championship is being made, and I guess that's because Tony is a fan of the past national championship or whatnot have you. I don't know. They talk about the possibility of Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin going one-on-one for the national championship, which I don't think is going to happen. I think that would just be dumb, but it's a possibility, I guess. Ricochet interrupts with him in the demand. In his crackly voice, he's bragging about becoming the inaugural national champion, blah, 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 blah. We'll see what happens there. But obviously, we're still going with this Hurt Syndicate and the Demand feud after they've already faced each other like 5 times. So I don't know why we're still doing this, but whatever.
I don't care.
I really was waiting for MVP to say to Ricochet, get some bass in your voice.
Please.
That was like in the back of my mind because you
Please.
hear like MVP and Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin talk and like their voice is so heavy, and then Ricochet comes out and he starts talking, and I was just waiting for MVP to be like, get some bass in your voice. Like what? I was like Ricochet, please shut up. This is why they didn't have you talk much in WWE. Like.
Because you can't.
Sounded so whiny.
It's just like puberty just skipped his vocal cords entirely. He just sounds like a teenager.
You said exactly what I was thinking.
It's so bad. Keep him off the microphone. It does not sound good.
And that stupid fucking laugh that he does.
He extended it today.
Like,
He extended
dude.
it today. He was like,
Like he was into it. Like,
Okay,
dude.
relax.
What
We get
annoys
it.
me the most is it's at the front of their fucking entrance theme. And I'm like, I know I don't know if it's always been there. And if it has, I've always missed it.
It has. It's been there.
Why?
The laugh is at the beginning of their entrance theme.
Yes.
It's been there.
See?
It's been there.
See?
I
I'm
never
not the only
noticed
one.
it.
It's been
I'm
there.
not the only one. See?
never noticed
I
it.
knew it.
It's been there, and I've groaned every single time I've heard it because I'm like, oh, fuck, here he comes again.
I'm not the only one. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. Just hearing him talk, I don't know.
I mean,
It's literally excruciating.
The only cool part of him is, the Eagles hat. That's it.
I knew he was gonna like that.
Wearing
part.
Philadelphia.
I knew he was gonna like that. But anyways, we'll see what happens there. Moving on. Jurassic Express did a little brief promo of sorts. Jack says $1 million, that's a lot, but there's more important things than money, like friendship. I cringed at that line. Just the way he delivered it.
Just go back to Jack Perry, bro.
It sounded corny. I didn't like that line at all. He takes what looked like $100 bill and stakes it with a hunting knife. Luchasaurus tries to sneak it, and he says, "Leave it," like he's like his pet or
He
whatever.
talked to him like a dog.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think of that segment, but whatever.
That
Um,
that kind of reminded me of Asuka and Kairi Sane on Monday Night Raw when Kairi like tries to stand there and like extend a promo with somebody, and you have Asuka yelling for her.
Kairi,
Yeah. Like I'm like, okay, good ripoff. Good ripoff.
The next
Leave it.
advantage match, we had Daniel Garcia versus Darby Allin. Once again, like I said, Daniel Garcia is another one that has like the beginning of his entrance theme is like the Death Riders when they come out, and then it's just like his own spin off of that. And then he has like again, just has his own kind of version of the Death Riders entrance. So again, another version of that, just with these individual members, is kind of cool. Garcia again, I think has evolved once again. I mean, we've seen him go from the serious wrestler to then this whole dancing gimmick, back to the serious wrestler, now to the heel wrestler, and I guess he's a serious, darker version of that. So I mean, that's kind of cool. Like I said, once again, he's back to doing what he's what we know him to do best, I guess, and that's just be just a badass technical wrestler. So that's good. He's not doing the dancing thing anymore. Even if he was, it wouldn't fit the Death Riders at all. So obviously he can't do it within the Death Riders. It just would make him look goofy. Again, this is not a match to really rant and rave about. Once again, another advantage match, I guess. I'd really, I don't know. I mean, it's just these matches just don't do anything for me. I mean, it was okay. The thing, okay, number one, this is where it really got dumb. Is where it's okay. You have all these interferences now. So you have these interferences from the Death Riders. You saw a beat down from the Death Riders, and you saw the rest of the conglomeration come out and have this massive brawl. Again, we've seen that 100 times already. I don't know why we need to see this in this advantage match. If you ask me, it just kind of defeated the purpose. And then this is something I never talked about before, but I've been thinking about it for a long time. How many times do we need to see somebody who was literally flat on their back on the outside of the ring and just pops up at the count of 9 to beat the 10 count? How many times do we need to see that? Like it loses its point, I guess.
That's a big
After a
thing
while?
in many promotions that happens.
Like it's just kind of annoying at this point. So they did that again here with Darby Allin. They mainly do it with Darby Allin. I've seen Darby Allin do this many times. So I don't know. It's just weird to me. But I'm gonna get you guys' thoughts on this match. Danny Garcia versus Darby Allin. Mike, or not Mike, but Phil. I'm starting with you.
Okay. I like you said, it's nothing really to write home about. Me personally, I like this match a little bit better than the first one. The first advantage match that they did. But the thing is, like, when it comes down to this advantage match, the fact of the matter is that when I saw Claudio win the first one, if you're gonna go to 3, because most likely every single time we do this thing is gonna go to 3, you kind of had to have Darby win this thing here. So it was what it was. You just go to the third match, which will take place on Collision. And then you'll see who actually has the advantage for it's War Games. I'm sorry.
War Games.
It's what it is.
Oh,
you're gonna have whoever actually take the advantage for that match next week. And the thing is, it is what it is. So I do see your point on the whole get up at 9 to beat the 10 count thing. That happens a lot. And then the thing is, like, with everybody else just brawling afterwards, that just happens in AEW almost every single match nowadays too. So like, I'm just numb to it. That's the thing with me. Like, I'm just numb to a lot of things in AEW at this point, and I feel, just me personally, I feel that that's not how I should be feeling.
It's because they try and live up to the name of the show all the time and try and do things that have an explosive meaning to it, because the name of our show is Dynamite, so we got to try and do things that are...
Like, I shouldn't feel numb to absolutely everything that happens on the show. I shouldn't.
But you do.
That's a problem.
It's a major problem.
Sure is.
I get to what Mike was saying, because I didn't even really think about that, but I think that concept worked year 2, year 3, year 6. The concept doesn't work anymore. You gotta do something else.
AEW just has a problem with ending matches in DQs and countouts. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think they still have the mindset of. I think they still have the mindset of the ranking system where wins and losses matter. I think that's what their problem is they still have that mindset, but it doesn't. They still have wrestlers have like the records and everything. Like we seen at the beginning of this match, like you've seen the whole like Daniel Garcia's record against, who did he face tonight? Who did Garcia face tonight?
Garcia and Darby.
Darby Allin.
Oh, Darby Allin, yeah. Oh, you've seen it with Darby Allin. It said Darby Allin's record against Daniel Garcia is like 2-2 or 2-1. So like,
yeah, they still have that little ticker with their name.
They still have like the records of 2025, and then their full-on records, their career records in AEW. So I still think they have that mindset of the ranking system, and that's why they have such a big problem with matches ending in DQ or countouts or just matches getting thrown out in general, and they have to have a significant winner. And it's like, as a fan, you kind of know that. So even when they do that whole like, oh, they're at the count of 9 on the outside and they get in, it's like, okay, yeah, that's kind of exciting. But we know you have a problem with ending matches on countouts, disqualifications, and matches getting thrown out.
I think you can still count on 2 hands how many times AEW has ended in a countout or disqualification in the history of the company.
You can count on
one hand. Yeah. Like, I mean, it always ends.
Just like matches that end in draws, because the time limit draws, you can count on one hand because there have not been many. Yeah. So it's like they just have that problem. They do.
I like finishes, don't get me wrong, but I mean, when things can't actually make sense in terms of something like that, you can do it. It's not going to hurt you, I feel.
Yeah. Well,
if the certain circumstance calls for it, you can do it. But most of the time, they just don't see it that way.
I don't know. I just think they do that quite a bit with countouts or near countouts, I guess. So
they do. Because they try and live by the name of their show, too. Like, it's Dynamite, so we got to do something that's exciting, explosive, and everything. It's like, I kind of got sick of them doing that as well. It's like, I get it. You're on TNT, and your show's name is Dynamite. But it doesn't mean you have to try and mimic what the name of your show is and the network that you're on. You don't have to by doing it in your matches. You don't. That's just like WWE. Like, oh, Monday Night Raw is on USA, and then it goes over to TNT. It goes over to the old the TNN, and TNN had that whole like what TNT was at some point, like the whole like explosiveness type of deal. So we got to be like raw and raunchy. So we're gonna have like, I want to say this in the most PC way I could. Pajama matches, stuff like that. So let's do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's not living up to what it really should be. Was it entertaining? Sure, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know.
Next we had a FTR segment. They boast about being the number 1 contenders for the AEW World Tag Team titles. They cut to the backstage area where I guess Stokely had locked Brodito, the current AEW World Tag Team champions, in their locker room. They go now. Okay, let me just.
The lock should be inside the door.
Let me just detail how ridiculous this is. Not even just that. Let me just detail how ridiculous this is.
They also blocked. They also blocked the door that pushes in.
Stokely, not even like I said. Not even just that. Stokely is. He's not a big guy at all. He's tiny, especially compared to this monster, Brody King. Okay, you can't mean to tell me that Brody King couldn't have just kicked the door.
You can't just
kick Stokely down.
Rush through that door.
He could have just bum rushed the door and just ran over Stokely. Stokely's not that strong to hold the door
You
closed.
punched through the door tonight. Why didn't you do that like 15 minutes ago?
Oh, I'm getting to that. Before that, Dax and Cash go over to Bandito's family. And this was they were talking to his grandmother. Now, this was this was very tame compared to what I thought Dax was going to say.
I was still disgusted the entire time.
I was very nervous during this segment. He says he insults her by saying she doesn't look a day over 113, which is insane. He wants to induct her as their abuela, which is insane as well.
I hate him.
He leans in for a kiss. Now, this had to be the most like kitten soft slap I've ever seen from somebody.
I loved her though.
That shows how just sweet of an old lady she really is. She didn't want to hurt him. So I think that's just her. That's just her personality. She was just a nice old lady. And then of course Gravity. I don't know why Gravity was there. But Gravity
I never knew he was a brother of his. Never.
Is that really his brother?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Gravity is apparently the real brother of Bandito, and I never knew that. So
I
was
knew
like,
that.
oh my god.
Interesting. I never knew Gravity was the brother of Bandito. Interesting. So Gravity, the brother of Bandito, then hops the barricade, gets attacked by FTR, and then we cut to the back again, and then Brody King punches through the door like some freaking action hero or some superhero. Like that was like they didn't just cut and copy and paste that from some superhero movie. Like it just was weird looking. They get out, and of course they storm the ring. They attack FTR or what not have you. Not a bad segment, I guess, but the whole locking them in their own locker room, that was just very bizarre to me. But
could have saved our Lord and Savior Gravity, 15 minutes earlier. But it is okay. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge fan of Gravity. I think that dude is honestly really good. They just don't care. That's the thing that keeps us on the ground, by the way. So, I just love making Gravity jokes.
I didn't know that.
It's insane. I hated everything that Dax was saying. I hated everything that Cash was saying. FTR.
I mean, that's where we're at with it, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm fully expecting them to beat Brodito for the World Tag Team titles.
Yeah.
And then like I said, I think this just plays a part into Copeland and Christian coming back and facing for the World Tag Team titles. So yeah, I think that's what I think this is the end of the road. I do believe for Brodito. Brodito, if they retain the titles to FTR, I'll be surprised. Honestly, I will be.
I'll be happy for them, but it's like
I'll be happy for them,
crazy.
but I would genuinely be shocked.
Yeah.
Moving on from there, I love the blood and guts trailer that we had or whatever. I'm just hoping and praying that what we see from this venue and what we see from just the overall opening of the show is very important. This is a big show. We can't have these tiny venues and things like that. It's just going to make blood and guts look bad. So that's my only thing about that. They cannot fumble this. I like blood and guts. Like I said, it's just their goriest, most violent, brutal match that they have. I just like the concept in general, and I'm definitely excited and looking forward to the first ever women's blood and guts match to see what that looks like or whatever. So I'm just really hoping that they really play this up like a big show. Next, after that, we had the first and only women's advantage match for blood and guts on this card tonight with Megan Bain taking on Mina Shirakawa. Once again, I mean, not a terrible match, but not a match that necessarily blew me away at either. So, you
had
to
Aminata, by the way. She's hurt.
You had wait, what?
She's hurt. That's why Mina was here. That's why Mina was.
Queen Aminata's hurt too.
Aminata's hurt.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, all right.
That's why she was replaced with Mina here.
Okay. We had an interference in this as well. Marina comes out, she chokes out Toni Storm on commentary. I kind of thought that was funny just because you're just hearing her go, oh, she's just choking on the mic on commentary.
Toni needs to be on commentary moving forward.
I wouldn't mind it, honestly. She's just funny to me. It just says off the wall
Did
stuff.
you hear
It's
what
great.
she asked Excalibur
No, what
early
she's
in the match
no.
to commentate her? I can't say the word. I'll type it in chat. But I mean, it's definitely something
Yeah,
that
Tony. Like I
Tony
said,
Storm would
Tony's
say.
great. Tony's great. But then they had then like I said, once again they had this massive brawl once again. Like I said, it's like if they have one for the men, they had to have one for the women. So I really didn't care for that necessarily. But Megan Bain won the match here once again. I guess giving the advantage to the heels, much like how they did for the men. So yeah, we'll get you guys' thoughts on this match: Megan Bain versus Mina Shirakawa. Mike, I'm gonna start with you.
I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't pay attention to this match.
I don't blame
I
you.
didn't. I didn't care about this match. I didn't pay attention to it. I'm gonna be completely honest. So I
Fair enough.
really don't have too much of a thought of it.
That's fair enough.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Phil.
Match was fine for what it was. Right winner came out on top. That's the extent. Like the thing is with me, they've done more for me in terms of the men's stuff for Blood and Guts than they have with the women, because mainly they've built the women's stuff more on Collision, which is a show that nobody watches. I love the women in there. I think the 12 women that they honestly picked are really going to kill it inside that cage. But you put it on a show that realistically nobody really got to see the build up towards. Unless you're really passionate about AEW and watch Collision every week.
Which I do not.
Right. That's what I
I do
and not many people are. So
He used the word passion and AEW in the same sentence.
the people, but the sickos have it. The sickos have it.
Gee willikers, I gotta watch Collision every week.
I was
The
thinking out
sickos
loud.
have it.
I'm so sorry, Phil. I was thinking out loud.
Hey, the thing is, though, I'm
true.
right there with you. Like, I'm right there with you. But the thing is, like, people somehow do have passion about this company and watch Collision on a weekly basis.
I will not.
No,
I don't.
What bothers me is I get it that some of the action is really good, but the one thing that bothers me is that people like hype up everything.
Right.
Like, oh, this was fucking amazing. It sucked.
That's their
Like,
their
what
sicko
what
mindset.
what were you watching that I missed that
I
you
got-
thought
I got
this
blind
was
as well.
good?
It's just
like-
sicko mentality. Like that's what it's been.
That's sicko in a nutshell.
Like I know Cam knows exactly what I'm talking about because he sees this on anything like in terms of like content or videos or anything like that, or
I
even
see
posts.
it too. Just because I don't post about it doesn't mean I don't see it.
I'm not saying that you don't. I
just kind of watch from a distance. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting into arguments with people.
As you were saying, Phil.
I don't even know where I was going because things happen. But yeah, I mean it happens, and now Blood and Guts happens for the women. I hope they kill it though.
I do too. I mean the participants they put in here are good. Could they have done better executing this and setting this up? Yes. They threw the men's together relatively fast
In 2
but,
weeks.
but that makes more sense than what we're getting with the women's. I mean, you have Mercedes Moné in there, and it's like, why? She wasn't even involved in anything that the Triangle of Madness, or whatever they're calling themselves now, or Jamie Hayter. She wasn't involved with any of them, so I don't understand why she's in this match.
Hold on, you just asked why Mercedes Moné was involved in something?
Yes.
I think you just answered your own question.
Yeah, because she has to have her hand in every cookie jar. She has to be in the women's tag team tournament. She has to be in another match on the Indies for another championship. She has to be on Dynamite defending the TBS championship. She has to be involved with
She
Chris
just lost the
Statlander.
tournament match tonight, but she's in Blood and Guts because
next-
she can be,
Next
Good
week, she's
Lord.
a special guest on Sesame Street.
and she will be.
I don't know. I just kind of threw that out there.
I'm not gonna. I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Next thing we know, we're gonna get a fucking Fortnite skin of her.
Oh, Jesus.
Again, would not doubt it.
I think if she wins the women's world title, you're just gonna see her everywhere. You're gonna see her in your nightmares.
And you don't already?
And that's what I thought. I was like,
No,
I do already.
even more so. It's gonna be worse, much worse. You think it's bad now? It's gonna be 10 times worse. It's gonna be John Cena levels of that. Okay, you're gonna see her everywhere.
Hey, I like
anyway.
John, but
John's a good guy. John's a humanitarian. I just don't like him in wrestling. I'll say that. But anyways, gentlemen, here's the great thing about this show.
We're at the
We're
main
almost
We
event.
have
done.
reached the main event.
Yes.
thank God.
We had Kingston, Hook, and Hangman versus the Ops for the Trios Championships. I don't have much to say about this. Wasn't a bad match. I don't have much to say about it. It's just a lot of what they did here. I just don't care because I didn't think the random pairing of Kingston, Hook, and Hangman were going to beat the Trios champions and win the Trios titles. So the Ops obviously retained. So yeah, but not a bad main event, honestly. I mean, I just wish they put a little bit more effort into this so I could care more.
I remember it wasn't too long ago where we were sitting here like praising the Ops. Now we're just kind of
We
like
love the Ops when it began.
I still like the Ops. It's just the reign they're on is going nowhere. It's not
I
the
was even-
focus. Samoa Joe's chasing the world title. So
I've been sat here and claimed that I was gonna buy an Ops t-shirt and I've yet to get around to it.
yeah, I never did either. So
Me neither.
I mean, we do have some sales coming up with the holidays and everything like that. So I mean, it's probably the best time to get one because it's gonna be a lot cheaper than $90 something.
I will say I think my fandom for the Ops went down after Hook got injured. So I think I like that pairing when Hook was in there more so than when Hobbs got in there. Nothing against Hobbs. It's just I don't know. I like that pairing better.
gonna look and see how much their shirt is now. Just kind of
But-
curious.
Phil, your thoughts on the main event if you watched it?
The right guys came out on top because this match didn't make much sense anyway. They ended it anticlimactically when they just randomly announced Powerhouse Hobbs and Hangman Adam and Page for Blood and Guts, and that's it. Like the thing. The only problem, the one real problem I had in this match was Powerhouse Hobbs' vision, because the man clearly saw Hook tag Eddie Kingston in this match, sneak around, like literally just go around him in his side of view to go for the naked choke, like right behind him for the red rum or whatever, and then just get destroyed by tapping out. So there you go. It's just Powerhouse. You got eyes. You literally see the man walking around you. Hit the guy. Thanks.
Now you know how I feel about Athena getting ready to use the championship right in front of Aubrey, and she's just standing there looking at her, getting ready to use the belt. Doesn't grab the title, nothing. Just
He literally sees him tag Eddie Kingston on the shoulder, who is down in the corner, walk around him so that he can do the choke. And then all of a sudden, commentary, Excalibur mostly. He's like, oh my God, the red rum. I'm like, bro, we literally just see this shit. It's right here in front of our face.
Powerhouse.
Mike, I know you didn't watch this match.
I didn't watch this fucking match. I turned it off like 20 minutes before the show even ended.
So
I'm really looking for an Ops t-shirt, and I am just not finding it. It's like they don't exist anymore.
They don't draw.
Like, what the hell? Like, where is my Ops t-shirt? I want... You know what? You know what's going to happen is the holiday sales start next week, and it's going to be back up here. They're going to try and sell it for its regular price, and I'm going to be pissed because I want to get one. Like, I'm trying to. Like, I seriously can't find it. They don't have one. They had one like 2 weeks ago.
They're $29.99.
Don't tell me you found it.
I just type in the Ops T-shirt, and it's the first link that popped up.
Oh, you cheated. You use Google. I'm on the actual website. Cheater.
Use the internet.
Oh man.
Sure.
Gentlemen, that is all I got for you for 11/5/2025. It is time to plug yourself. Phil, where can we find you?
TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, PhillyMan_. Just stay tuned to all of those. I talk WWE, AEW. People don't like opinions sometimes, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You like what you like. You don't like what you don't. And we just exist in the world of pro wrestling that happens every single day of the week. So if you guys want to see this ugly mug again, socials are right there. Let's have fun.
Rich Holland got fired from the WWE.
Yeah, that's not news. I mean, it's news, but it's not new news.
It's new news to me. I just seen it.
Mike, you're plugging, sir.
Metal Mike 714 across the socials: X, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, X. Metal Mike 714. Next show is coming up Sunday morning. We're gonna we'll do 10:30. Let's switch it this week. Let's just do it now. It's week 10. NFL, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/TheHuddlePodcast, youtube.com/@TheHuddlePod. You can also find us on the socials, X and TikTok, @TheHuddlePod. 4 new videos are up right now on the socials. 3 of them from Tuesday's show, and then my picks for week 10 are up right now. So go check out those videos. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube, hit the follow button everywhere the Huddle Podcast is. Me and Cam will be live on Sunday morning, and then Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is me and John running down everything in the NFL from Week 10 and talking college football. Me and Cam will get you guys ready for Week 10 and cover everything that happened on Saturday from college football. And me and Cam will be back live on Monday night for the Table Spot after Monday Night Raw. We weren't there this past week. Why? Because I fell asleep. Simple as that. I fell asleep. I missed Raw. I woke up. I slept from like 7 to midnight. And we'll be back Monday, though. I promise. I'll stay awake this time. It'll happen.
Make sure to follow these two guys and everything they're doing on their socials. In terms of moi, socials are all right there on the bottom. Make sure you follow me and keep up with all the content I put out throughout the week. As Mike said, we are going to be back here again Sunday morning at a new start time, 10:30 a.m. for the Huddle Hub, talking everything college football and, of course, the NFL. And then Monday night for the Table Spot on River City Radio with me and Metalcore Mike after Monday Night Raw. I'm just glad Mike's okay, because I literally was concerned because he wasn't responding to anything I was saying last Monday. It's just like, okay, did this dude get like kidnapped or something? Like, what happened to him?
Nobody
So
wants to kidnap me, Cam.
I don't know. Like, you weren't responding because I was like concerned. So
I mean, I'm flattered to the fact that you thought somebody might have kidnapped me, because like that, when it comes to me, if I was having like an outer body experience, that wouldn't even be my first thought, that nobody would want to kidnap me. But I'm kind of flattered on that one. Thank you.
Or his controller died or something. I don't know. Who knows? So yeah, we'll be back on Monday for the Table Spot after Monday Night Raw. Then, of course, next Wednesday, talking about the fallout for, of course, AEW Blood and Guts, the women's first ever, and of course the men's Blood and Guts. So I'm very excited for that. So stay tuned for that. With me, of course, Phil Khan, and of course Metalcore Mike. I said all that to say this. I love and appreciate all you guys coming by and checking out the stream today. And of course, as I say at the end of every stream, love and appreciate all you guys. Love, peace, and prosperity, and we are out.
Bye. Bye.